welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing something that I used to do more frequently on this channel. It is a dupe video. Now, of course, let me let you guys know right now, if you are not a fan of dupe makeup, and in terms of dupe makeup, in case you have no idea what that is, it means that usually a company copies, literally just copies another brand, usually higher end, palette, or not just a palette but just makeup product in general, for much cheaper and affordable. So some people don't like this, so if you don't like it, then honestly don't watch this video. I'm not here to bash the brand that is more expensive in this video. It's more about just showing an alternative in case you cannot afford that expensive palette. By the way, you guys, this eye look, woo! When we go into the eye demo and we figure out which eye is which and all that stuff, you're gonna see I'm like, wow, this is a lot of glitter. When I take this off my face, it's gonna take me about 20,000 years, so wish me luck. But yeah, I don't normally do a look like this, and this look is actually inspired by Chippo Gray. She has an Instagram and she's amazing. If you follow her, then I'm sure you know this, but if you don't, I will give her a follow. She makes really incredible looks, so this is inspired by her. Now today we are doing a dupe battle between the Norvina palette, the volume 4 palette, which looks like this. She's a beauty, isn't she? We're doing this one versus the Ccolor Festival palette, and she looks like this. I know, isn't it crazy? They look really close, so of course I'm gonna put them close together so you guys can see it together, because we need to see it together. Here is the Norvina one on the bottom and Ccolor up top. Norvina, Ccolor. This palette, by the way, costs $60 and this one costs $12. Guys, $12. So we are doing a $60 palette versus a $12 palette. Before we continue, can you tell me which eye you think is which? Which eye is Norvina? Which eye is Ccolor Cosmetics? Let me know down below which one is which. So I want to show you guys these side-by-side swatches. On the left hand side, we have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina Volume 4 palette. And on the right hand side, we have the Ccolor Cosmetics Festival palette. I'll be honest with you guys, it was like, I had to look very closely for some differences. These are pretty close. The only thing I want to say that was really different were the two glitters. One is more pink, one is more bronze. So that one to me stuck out like a sore thumb, but a lot of them were like, I had to really nitpick and look close to like, okay, this is different. So for the most part, they all look the same. There are some that may differentiate in tone, like there might be a little bit more red, a little bit more yellow, a little bit more white, but other than that, they all do look very similar. Of course, you can let me know down below whether you think this is true or not. Now, in terms of comparing formula, Volume 4, it's a nice palette. I did have trouble with one of the shadows in here, which happens to be the darkest shadow, which I do use because I need to sometimes use that in an eye look, and I honestly forgot that this shadow in particular gave me a little bit of a headache, so you're gonna see me go through that in the eye demo. Now the formula for the Festival palette is a little bit more buildable compared to the Volume 4 palette. Some shadows need more of a build up than others, so you kind of have to just play around with it. I don't think it's too much. I've seen palettes that really need a build up, and it took 3,000 times going into the actual pan to get it to show up. This is not the case. You can build it up. It does show up, so that is good. I feel like packing methods really helps with this palette because it'll help, you know, bring out that pigment more, or leaving a sticky, tacky base as well. It'll just show up much better. The shadows also blend really nicely. I didn't have any problems with patchiness, and honestly, out of all the palettes that I've reviewed of Ccolor Cosmetics, because I have in the past, not so much recently, I really did enjoy this one the best. I haven't loved every palette they've come out with. This one is definitely worth it to me. $12, you really can't go wrong. If that's what you're waiting to hear from me, then yeah, I think you should definitely go get this. But before you do, what you do need to know is just some little things about this, so maybe just don't go just yet. The pressed glitters in this palette, because there are pressed glitters, they're a bit more flaky than the ones in the volume 4 palette. And the only thing I would say is that you would definitely want to use some sort of glitter glue before putting those down. I don't use that today, so you're going to see a lot of flakes fall on my face and things like that, but there are ways you can adjust around that. In terms of kick up in the pan, I didn't experience a lot of that. Fall on my face, I did experience. I would definitely just go in a little at a time. Slow and steady wins the race in this scenario. As I mentioned earlier, one is $60, the other one is $12. Now here are some comparisons just about these two palettes. Both of them contain talc and mica, both are cruelty free, and both are made in PRC, aka China. Now this palette in particular lasts for 12 months after first use, and this one lasts for 18 months, so yes, it does last longer. Now in terms of packaging, guys, I mean, Norvina wins by a landslide. This is just, it feels luxurious, it's heavier, it does come with a massive mirror, and it is a magnetic closure. So I mean, everything about this is just, it's great. It feels like I'm holding something that is worth $60. The festival one, however, of course, doesn't feel as luxurious. Now it doesn't feel super duper cheap. I mean, I feel like you could find, I feel like this kind of packaging reminds me of like maybe an e.l.f. packaging or a Profusion packaging. But the one thing I will mention is that the closure isn't as great. Like, it's still open a little bit. Like, there's no real snap. Oh, there was a snap. But I mean, it's loose. It's not like it's gonna fall open. Oh, never mind, it does fall open. That's the first time it happened with me right now. But I mean, point being, it isn't as, you know, great as the volume 4 one. Another thing that I do want to mention is that as I use this came out right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Came right out, and I can't put it back in because the actual white piece for it broke off. Now if you don't like keeping the boxes, these are the boxes that both of these guys come in. This is the Norvina one, has all the information in the back, and this is Ccolor Cosmetics, has all the information in the back. Now the information for this is on the back of the actual palette in case you do not want to keep this, but the Norvina volume 4 one has nothing in the back really, so you would have to keep the packaging if you want to actually remember everything about that particular palette. Some other differences between these guys is that this bad boy is vegan free and this one is paraben free. And lastly, the difference between these two is the actual weight. How much product are you getting in these two? In the festival one, you're getting 25 grams worth of product. That's 1 gram per shadow. In the volume 4 palette, you're getting 45 grams worth of product. That's 1.8 grams per shadow. So you are getting a lot more with this one, which is great because I mean it costs $60. However, if you buy 2 of these, you're only going to spend $24 and you're going to have 50 grams worth of product, which surpasses this one. And that's what, a little bit more than a third of what this costs. Even if you got a third palette, it still costs less than this guy. So you get the point. That's enough of that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and dive right into this eye demo. As I already mentioned, this is not a normal look I normally do. It was definitely outside of my comfort zone because so much glitter is a lot. I do get a little frustrated while doing this video because I was wearing this originally, which is a nice little necklace and earrings, but it just got way too busy. So you're going to see me do all that in the middle of that eye demo. But other than that, you guys get to see how the shadow performs, and you just get to see this look come to life. And I hope you guys got to guess correctly on which eye is which. Okay guys, so I have my brushes. I'm going to use one set of brushes for both palettes. I do have a towel here to just dust off any color that I use from one palette to the other, that way I'm not mixing them. I do have, by the way, on my lids already the Ccolor Cosmetics Maple Concealer. I forget to mention that sometimes in videos, but honestly it's probably because I've mentioned it so many times in my past ones. This is what I use for eye base primer. You can always use concealer. You don't necessarily need a eye base primer. You can use concealer always. So this is the one I use. It's just become my default one, so just in case you don't know, that's the one that is on my eyes. And the brushes I'm using today are mainly Alter Ego brushes. Some are Morphe. Since the volume 4 palette doesn't bend, I'm going to hold it upside down so we're not seeing the reflection of the mirror. First shot I'm going to take is E4. Knock some off. ABH is on this side. I wonder if you got that right. Anyways, it's on this side, so I'm going to go ahead and just literally place this across the lid. Just like so. And I'm just slowly building this up. I'm not going to go too far back over here because I am going to end up cutting that out later. I'm going to go ahead and dust off whatever's left so that I don't get it mixed up. Because now I'm going to go into the same color but for the Festival palette. That's this one right here. And just like the other one, I'm going to build up. As I mentioned earlier, this one does need more of a build up than the other. Next color for the volume 4 side, I'm going to go into C5. And I'm going to put this above E4. And I am blending as I go. The one thing I wasn't crazy about with this palette, volume 4, is that the patchiness was just crazy. I'm going to go back in actually with E4. I did dust it off already. Just bring it back. It's like not wanting to blend. I know it looks crazy right now, but trust the process. Just trust it. I'm going to go ahead in with the duped version. Okay. We're going to put this across as well. Same brush. I'm going to go in with E1 for volume 4 side. This is the very top. And I'm really just going to blend this out. I'm not taking a lot of product. I want this to be the lightest shade up top. And I'm going to use the dupe version right here. And I'm going to this up top. Just blend this out. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut the crease. I'm doing like a circular one, just like the one that you saw in the picture earlier, for both of the eyes. I'm just going to use a flat brush for this. See that full circle right there? I'm also going to go ahead and cut off the side now. Whew, alright, that is done. That took a very long time, but it's here. Right back to volume 4. We're going to take C4 because you guys know I had to dip in some purple. And I am going to do a packing motion with this because I want to pack on the eyeshadow. I'm putting this at the top of the cut crease. Just going to pack this in. I don't have to fill in that line, by the way, what I'm doing, because I'm going to end up putting something else there. I'm going to go ahead and dust this off and then use it for the other palettes and take the dupe version of that. And just like this one, I'm going to pack this on like so. Okay, same brush. I'm going to go into A3 down here. I'm going to put it right underneath this one. So pretty. And I am going to blend these two together. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to take the dupe version. Okay. Whoa. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to bring it up a little just like I did for the other side. Next I'm going to take the pressed glitter E2 with this brush. I don't even know how this is going to work. I'm not sure I'm using the right brush. We're going to find out. And I'm going to put this in that gap that I was talking about because I don't really have white liner. Ooh. Definitely works for me. Just going to put this sucker right in there. Oh yeah, I'll clean up the ones that are trailing behind. I think I need to bring my mirror closer for this. That actually came out really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same for this side. Ooh, this one I forgot. Yes, it is way more flaky. Gotta be careful with that. We're going to put this in the borderline. Ooh. This is definitely a much better way of doing what I'm doing right now, but I'm doing it this way. next one I'm going to go in with C2 for volume 4. Whoa. And I'm going to put this on the wing part. It's going to act as like a base for the glitter I'm about to lay down there. I think I went a little overboard, but we're just going to keep going. I'm going to take the dupe one of that, which is right here. I'm going to do it for this side. Next, we're going to go in with E3. This is the brush I use to cut the crease. I'm just using this because it's so much easier to put the glitter on down. This is, whoo, almost got it mixed up. I didn't though. Putting it literally right on top of this pink. The pink was just acting as a base for it, but it's not the color necessarily that I want. And this glitter also comes down a little over this area as well. This is so much glitter. I've never looked more glitterified. Cleaning my face, it's gonna be very interesting tonight. But now we're gonna go ahead and take this one and do the same thing. This is definitely a really just intense glitterified funky look. As I do it, I don't like it. I kid you not. This is not, no. It definitely looks good on her though. She rocked it. Yeah, I'm not crazy about this. Maybe it's the color, I don't know. Just, no. I'm gonna take some C1 for the inner corner highlights. Here. And of course the same thing for the festival side. Now I'm going to go back in with this glitter and put that right on top of that highlight. Like I said, fully glittered out look. Now I'm going to go back into E4. Ooh. And I'm going to put this for the lower lash line. Of course, the same thing for the other side. I need to take off these earrings because it's just confusing. This whole look, even this necklace is just not doing it. Nope, 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 nope. There's just enough busyness going on in my face. We don't need busyness here. And I think I'm gonna take this off too and just make this a nude. There's just too much going on. It's too busy. That's a lot better. Let me know what you think. I mean, earrings off, chain off, nude. Now it's just this drama up here. Not so much business down here. That was insane. I feel so much better. Alright guys, I'm gonna put on some lighter lashes and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so here it is. This is one side and this is the other. Let me know what you guys think down below. I think that they look very, very close. I mean, if you look super close, you can see some little similarities. I feel like in the glitter is the most obvious part. This is more pink. This is more not so pink. But other than that, I mean, I think it's a dupe. So quick side note, you guys, ignore the AC in the background, by the way. Other than the fact that, of course, my makeup is off my face and the glitter is everywhere, but that's what glitter does, and I'm gonna wash it. I wanted to show you guys that the funny thing about this dupe palette is that it's also duping the staining that happens with some of the shadows in the Volume 4 palette. So I thought that was just really ironic. This is from the Volume 4 palette, and this is from the dupe one. I mean, staining happens. It doesn't bother me, but I still want to let you guys know that it did happen. So, of course, as usual, you guys, let me know all your thoughts and comments down below on these two palettes and whether you think that this is a dupe for the Volume 4 Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. God, that is a Long name. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and comments down below. And of course, I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye.